Start with the puzzle. A fund reports that it returned 10% this year. You held that very fund, and your statement says you made less. Both numbers are correct at the same time. The fund is telling the truth, and so is your account. The reason isn't fees, and it isn't bad luck. It's that the fund's headline and your personal result are measured two completely different ways. The distance between them has a name: the behavior gap. Once you see those two yardsticks, the whole thing makes sense. Here's the first yardstick. The fund's reported return is time-weighted. It answers one clean question. What would a single dollar have earned if it sat in the fund for the entire period, start to finish, never touched? Time-weighted return strips out when money came in or went out. It judges the fund's performance alone, not anyone's behavior. This is the standard official headline number you see in every fact sheet. It's a fair score for the fund. It just isn't a score of your timing. Now the second yardstick, and this one is yours. Your personal result is dollar-weighted, also called money-weighted. It asks a different question. What did your actual dollars earn, weighted by when you put each one in and when you took it out? If most of your money arrived late, it only rode the later stretch. If you pulled money out before a recovery, those dollars missed it entirely. Dollar-weighted return counts how much money was present for each move. The fund and your account can hold the same investment and still post different numbers because the timing of your dollars is part of your results. Now the real driver. The popular story is that the gap must come from fees or from picking the wrong fund. But the real driver is timing. When money flows in and out, people tend to add money after a good run when the fund already looks like a winner, so they buy in high. And they tend to pull money out after a drop when it feels safest to leave, so they sell low. The fund's return doesn't change, but more of your dollars end up present for the bad stretches and fewer are there for the recoveries. So what actually decides your gap is flow against return. Money shows up after the climb and leaves after the fall. This isn't just a thought experiment. It's measured every year. Morningstar's annual study is literally called Mind the Gap, and it compares fund returns to what investors in those funds actually earned. Year after year, it has found a gap of roughly 1 to 1.5 percentage points per year over a 10-year window. The Dalbar study has tracked the same behavior gap since 1994. Different methods, same finding. The typical investor trails the very funds they own. The headline return is real, and so is the shortfall underneath it. So is the gap just people being foolish? No, it's structural, built into how flows meet returns. The instinct to add after good news and step back after bad news is deeply human, and it's not even always wrong on its own. The gap is simply what happens when those flows line up against the market's ups and downs. And it compounds. Illustratively, a gap of about 1.5 points a year, repeated across 20 to 30 years, can quietly erase a large slice of an ending balance. A small yearly drag becomes a large lifetime one. There's no villain here, just the math of when money moves. So, tie it together, and here's the answer to where we started. How can your fund make 10% while you made less? It comes down to two yardsticks. The fund's headline is time-weighted. What a dollar held the whole way earned. Your result is dollar-weighted. What your actual dollars earned, given when they arrived and left. The distance between them is the behavior gap, the timing drag that Mind the Gap and Dalbar measure year after year. None of this is a flaw in the fund. It's the mechanism of flows meeting returns. The next time you see a fund's return, you'll know to ask the second question, and what did the investors in it actually earn? This is an explainer of the mechanism, not advice. Every figure here is illustrative, so always verify your own plan. The fund's return is what a dollar earned.